All right. Welcome, everybody. This is our monthly Full of Hope Yoga Breath Prayer Meditation. I do this the last Thursday of the month for my two online groups, the Breathe, Move, and Live with Full of Hope Yoga, and a Healing Traumatic Stress from Grief and Loss group. So welcome to the meditation this month. So we have the two groups, and also there are some guests here. So welcome to our guests. You're going to learn a little bit about Full of Hope Yoga. The Breathe, Move, and Live group is a $12 monthly membership, and it has lots of benefits, including a once a week stretch and flow devotional. And so it's from 8 to 8:45 on Tuesday mornings. So 8 to 8:45 Pacific time. And it's just a gentle, prayerful way to start your morning. Right now I'm using Sarah Young's devotional, Jesus Calling or Jesus Always. I read the script, I read the devotional, and then as we move and breathe and stretch, I just speak the scripture over you. So that's weekly, and then this is the monthly meditation, and then there's a lot of other resources. There's videos, all kinds of videos of practices that could keep you busy every single day. So if you want to take a look at that. And then my other group, in fact, we just finished up last night, is Trauma Recovery for Healing Traumatic Stress. And it was a 6-week course. And I'm going to be beginning doing that course again, starting in mid-July. So if you think that might be something you'd be interested in, you'll be getting information about that. So the trauma recovery course is, as I said, 6 weeks. We do a weekly 2-hour session. And then again, there's just a lot of other resources within that group, practices, videos, nervous system healing education. And then also both of the groups have their own private community group. Where we can, share and be encouragement. And I also put resources there. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is my benevolence fund. And this is, call it the Overflow Fund. And as you see, this is my yoga girl, my logo, and my hands are extended out, offering hope. And I think of the Overflow Fund as hands being extended out either to receive. Sometimes we're in a season where we need to receive, and other times we may be in a season where we're able to give. And so the Overflow Fund helps me help women recover from traumatic stress, from the trauma of traumatic grief or loss or other traumas. So I'm able to say to them, I tell them, God has provided. No, I'm not. This is something I offer it to them as a gift. And it's sometimes that's hard for people to receive. But when I say, no, it's not that you're not paying me. God's provided. Your session has been paid for by the generosity of other compassionate people. And so I'm not a nonprofit. This is not, it's not giving to a charity. It's giving to help others. And for every dollar that is given, I give that much extra of my time. So for instance, a trauma recovery session is $75. Someone donates $75. They're not just giving somebody one session, they're giving them two, because I match everything that's given at least once, if not more. So I appreciate you letting me share a little bit about Full of Hope Yoga. Now, on to our meditation. I have some information to share about that. This is a special meditation tonight. We'll call it Hope as an Anchor for the Soul, an Embodied Truth Meditation. And as I talked about this, I said, this is for anyone who's experiencing stress, grief, or loss. And as a trauma recovery yoga instructor, this is very trauma recovery focused. This meditation is. So I wanted to give you a little education about the nervous system and trauma, because we all know that knowledge is power. So you may have heard lots of descriptions perhaps about what trauma is. We know that, trauma makes our survival mechanism of fight, flight, freeze go into effect. Our nervous system is meant to do that, to protect us. But trauma isn't meant, your nervous system is not meant to be in fight, flight, freeze for days, weeks, months, years, or decades. And unfortunately, that's often what happens. And so I like this definition, that it's any stressful event that leaves you feeling helpless, frightened, overwhelmed, profoundly unsafe. Now, at the core of trauma is loss. Nobody asks for the trauma that's happened in their life that's normally unexpected. It takes away your power. It takes away control, which takes away predictability or freedom. It takes away predictability. All of these things that trauma has to do with loss. And then, of course, also at the core of grief is loss. And so I just wanted you to gently maybe ask yourself, what are your losses? What are you grieving these days? There's a lot of different things that we grieve. It's not always people. It's not always the death of somebody, and most often is, but there are other things that can cause us traumatic stress from these these losses. So why on earth are we doing a meditation? Why yoga for grief and trauma? So what we know about trauma is that it doesn't just affect the mind. So we can't just deal with it from a cognitive top-down, go see a therapist and a counselor and process through the trauma and get better. That part can be helpful. But trauma, since it happens to the nervous system, it's a nervous system reaction, okay? So it's happening to the nervous system, to the body. It dysregulates the nervous system. So we need to approach it from a body standpoint. So yoga is a body-based intervention. The things that yoga is, which is just asking you to connect your mind with your body, your thoughts to be, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yoga is a body-based intervention. It's a bottom up, right? So again, top down is dealing with the mind, bottom up is dealing with the body. If we could calm ourselves down by being told to calm down, or if we could be calmed down by our husband saying, just calm down, wouldn't that be awesome? But that's just not the case. Yes, with small stressors, don't sweat the small stuff. Yes, we can bring some logic and some cognitive reframing into that and calm down, but not with trauma, not when your body has been triggered. You cannot just calm down. So we need to approach it from the nervous system, from the body. So Dr. Peter Levine has been working in trauma for, 50 years or something. And he was working with the Vietnam vets 30, 40 years ago and realized that you need to treat traumatic stress, post-traumatic stress disorder, which was named 40 years ago, with body-based interventions, because, as he says, the body is the container of all of our sensations, our feelings, and emotions, right? So no amount of talking, no one can say, just calm down. No amount of talking can help us feel safe. And trauma takes away that takes away stability and safety and security and power and all those things. And no amount of talking can help you feel safe. You need to feel it in the body. I get a little excited about this if you haven't noticed. Sorry, I might be talking loud. So again, yoga is a body-based intervention. That's why we're using it. I like to talk about trauma recovery as giving your nervous system new and many and slow, lots of different experiences at feeling calm, stable, and safe. Everything that is done within the umbrella of a yoga practice, which is centering, mindful movement, breathing, and meditation, all of that is about helping you feel safe to feel. We're going to tell the nervous system a new story. Even tonight, if this is your first time, we're starting right here. We're going to tell your nervous system a new story. It is safe for me to feel. Trauma takes us out of the present moment. And so you'll notice I'm going to do a lot of helping you use your senses to connect to the environment. And when we connect to the environment, then we're experiencing our present moment. Trauma takes us out of the present moment. We're ahead in anxiety and fear. We're behind in regret and depression and trying to figure things out with our mind. So we want to be back in the present moment. And a big part of trauma recovery is this compassionate self-awareness, to allow yourself to intentionally pay attention without judgment, analyzing, or comparison. So you're going to hear me say a lot of these phrases over and over again, and it's because it takes a while for this to get in, not just into the mind, but into the body, that it's safe for you to feel. You can to intentionally pay attention without judgment. Probably harder for women than that is for men. I don't know. But the main, that's out of place. The main trauma recovery message is, whoopsies. Oh, well, the main trauma recovery message, I know it by heart. It is, you get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel without judgment, analyzing, or comparison. So as you can see, it's very similar to compassionate self-awareness. You get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel. We're going to do this. A yoga practice is centering, breath work, mindful movement, and meditation. And actually, within this meditation, we will be doing centering and breath work. And just if I ask you to, encourage you to, stretch your neck and see just notice how that feels. That's mindful movement. So this is actually a yoga practice of meditation. We're going to use our external senses. I'm going to help you, guide you to use your external senses to connect to the present moment. And the most important thing is this interoception. Interoception is that sense within you that tells you what's going on in your internal environment. So when you feel hungry, when your bladder's full, when you feel fear, when you are happy, those are all sensations going on within the body. And interoception gets shut down with trauma because that survival mechanism wants to protect us from feeling it all at once because we couldn't possibly. And so it shuts down physical feelings, emotional. And so this is that realizing it's safe to feel. So a lot of interoception. There it is. You get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel. All right, we're almost done. So I call this an embodied truth meditation. This is my theory. We know things in our mind, we believe it in our heart, but we feel it in the body. And God made us body, soul, heart, and mind. And I believe He intends for us to know His promises, His word of truth, to know that in our mind, right? To believe it in our heart, but also to feel it in the body. So that's what we're going to explore with this meditation. Is how could you perhaps get curious about this? How could you feel peace, joy, hope as a sensation? How could you feel that in your body? So this is our hope as an anchor for the soul. And that's it, my friends. If you are ready, we'll get started. Does anybody have any questions before we get started? Okay. All right, so yeah, looks like everybody's muted. Can you hear me okay? The volume good, Barb? All right. Okay, my friends, get settled into your space and I'll get us started. And I will begin as I'll begin any practice, and that is with a pause. We intentionally get quiet and still. Allow the body and the mind and the spirit to settle into this moment. And begin to sense the feel of the ground or the bed, whatever is supporting you. Begin to feel that. Feeling the support. If you're sitting under your legs, the sides of your feet, your tailbone. If you're laying down, bring awareness to this support, maybe firm and secure, soft, underneath your body. And now I'll guide your awareness to the air in your room. So notice the temperature, notice the quality of the air, how it feels on any exposed skin. You notice how it feels maybe on your face, maybe the front of your neck, your hands. Just notice. You get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel without judgment, analyzing, or comparison. And now I'll have you bring awareness to something audible, something you can hear in your environment. Maybe in the room you're in, maybe outside the walls. Choose something to intentionally pay attention to. Now, can you bring your awareness a little more detailed into this sound you're hearing? Getting a sense for what this sound is. Can you get a perception of where that sound is coming from in relation to your body in this moment? Good. Now, how about aroma? Can you detect any aroma in your room? Maybe you've had a candle or essential oils recently or now in your room. A lotion you like to use. Just notice. Bringing your awareness to something that you can smell. So now let's go back to the air. Can you sense the air, or imagine it even right under your nostrils? That air just right above your upper lip, just sort of dancing there, waiting for you to draw it in with an inhale and release it with an exhale. Perhaps you could track the sensation of your breath as you gently breathe in through your nose and releasing through your nose or your mouth, however you like. Just notice. There's no need for you to change the way you're breathing. There's no right or wrong way for you to breathe. Just be with your breath in these moments. Good, you're doing great. Now I will have you just let your focus rest gently on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, see if you can use your breath right now as an anchor. It's an anchor for your focus. And I'm going to read from Hebrews 6. When God made his promise to Abraham, he made a vow to do what he had promised. Since there was no one greater than himself, he used his own name when he made his vow. He said, I promise you that I will bless you and give you many descendants. Abraham was patient, and so he received what God had promised. When people make vows, they use the name of someone greater than themselves, and the vow settles all arguments. To those who were to receive what he promised, God wanted to make it very clear that he would never change his purpose, so he added his vow to the promise. There are these two things then that cannot change and about which God cannot lie. So we who have found safety with him are greatly encouraged to hold firmly to the hope placed before us. We have this hope as an anchor for our lives. I'm reading from the Good News Bible translation. I love these words. So we who have found safety, we have found safety. That's what our nervous system needs. We have found safety with him and are greatly encouraged to hold firmly to the hope placed before us. We have this hope as an anchor for our lives, firm and secure. We have this hope as an anchor for our lives, safe and sure, or another translation, firm and secure. Just breathing that that truth, his promises, God's promises into your spirit, into your mind. And now I'm going to lead you through a body scan therapeutic meditation. And I will weave in my process of embodied truth through it. This process is very sensory, very internal. And I forgot to mention that sometimes sensing into your body and what you are feeling and sensations, emotions can be overwhelming. And I certainly don't want that to happen. So if you start to feel overwhelmed, it's just too much, go back to your anchor of your breath. Feeling your breath, feeling the ground underneath you, firm and secure. And if you need to, shut off my direction until you feel stable again. I don't think this is going to happen, but I did want to say that. So let me center us again. Ground. Connect to this present moment. Letting your body feel the support underneath. Beginning at your heels. Sensing this yoga mat or the bed under your right heel, under your left heel. Bringing awareness to the support, contour of what's under the back of your right leg and the back of your left leg. Now moving your awareness to the top of your right shin. Feeling the sensation, recognizing the sensation of the right shin. And then over to your left shin. Just notice. You get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel. Moving awareness under your right knee. And you sense the support of a pillow perhaps you've placed there, the contour of the bed, firmness of the ground. How do you sense that under your left knee? Moving your awareness to the top of your right thigh. Sensing the length and the width all around your right thigh. Now over to your left thigh. Sense the length and the width. Perhaps you can get a sense of the clothing stretched or lying upon your leg. Perhaps there's a blanket. Can you get a sense of warmth or comfort from that blanket? You're doing great. Now bringing that awareness to the back of your right hip. Feeling what's underneath, sensing support, and awareness under the back of your left hip. Now moving that awareness into the middle of your back. Feel what's underneath your low back. And now the right side of your body. Sense from your right hip all the way under to your right arm. Feeling the length of the right side of your body. We'll move over to the left. feeling the length right under your left arm. Now to your right shoulder. Could you imagine a warmth resonating from your right shoulder? This warmth traveling down your right arm, through your right elbow, your right wrist, and into the palm of your right hand. Let's move to your left shoulder. Imagine a warmth radiating from your left shoulder, down your left arm, your left elbow, your left wrist, into the left palm of your hand. Now moving to the back of your neck. Sensing the support, the contour, maybe some softness under the back of your neck. There's a pillow there. Maybe you can feel your hair or the air. Just notice. And then moving your awareness to the back of your head. Feeling some support there. Contour of the pillow. Feel of the yoga mat. Notice what you notice and feel what you feel. Now let's go to your heart space. You might think of it as the middle of your rib cage, your sternum, that space where your heart resides. See if you can sense the lightness that maybe there's a little covering over you, but the lightness on top of your body, where you have that support and firmness, the back of your body, feeling the weight, the back of your body sinks into that support. The top of your body is free. Get a sense, some easiness, some weightlessness, something just light and easy in your heart space, above your ribs. And now let's go to your face. Sensing first the structure of your eyebrows, the structure of your face, your cheekbones, your nose, the jawline. Sensing the structure that holds up the skin of your face. So now we're going to switch to sensing that structure of your face. Imagine it's warm, melting wax. Your eyebrows softening. A softening around your eyes. A softening into your cheekbones. Down into your ears. Down your jawline. Maybe you can feel it as ease and release. Ease and release in and around your eyes. Into your cheekbones. Down your jawline. And now into the back of your jaw. Sensing where your right jaw hinges and your left. Would you bring a little more ease and release into your jaw? You'd be feeling the lower lip heavy. moving awareness to sense inside your mouth. Notice if there's space between the back of your teeth and your tongue loose from the roof of your mouth. Notice if your mouth is dry or has saliva. Is there space? Notice for space in your mouth. Like the roof of your mouth is doming even higher. You get that sense, the doming of the roof of your mouth and your lower jaw loose and low. And then bringing your awareness to the back of your throat. Is there space? Sensing that space there for your airway. And now I'll bring you right back to underneath your nose. So that air is dancing, just waiting for you to breathe it in and release it out. And guide your awareness into your body to sense the structure of your hips and your spine. Sensing the width of your hips and the stability created by that structure. You have a tailbone, and up from your tailbone comes your spine. Up through your low back, through the back of your shoulder blades, and through the cervical spine of your neck, and into your head. And you get the sense of the length and the strength of your spine, the stability of your hips, and those pelvic wings in front of your body. You have two pelvic wings in the back. Sensing the structure of that part of your body. Now, can you get creative with me and imagine this structure like that it's creating the shape of an anchor? The width of the hips, the length of the spine, an anchor, your body, creating an anchor of stability, firm and secure. And you sense that structure of your body, firm and secure. And going back to the ground, can you get a physical sensation of that ground underneath you? It is not shift, it is not moving, it is not spinning out of control. It is not shifting sand. That ground underneath you is firm and secure. Get a physical sense of that. And we have this hope as an anchor for our soul, firm and secure. A promise from God. We can know it in our mind, believe it in our heart. What if we could feel it in the body? Feel the truth of His word, feel the promise of His word as a physical sensation, firm and secure. And now I'm going to ask you to sense into your body, maybe your face, where we did this work of bringing ease and release to your face. Maybe you could find some place that feels light, easy. Just notice sensation in your body, something that feels light and easy. Perhaps you could sense that as peace. Not peace that the world gives. Jesus said, I have come to give you life and life abundant. I have come to give you peace, but not as the world gives. He says, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. How might you feel that peace of God that transcends all understanding? It transcends all circumstances in your body. Could it be a light tingling somewhere? Maybe those eyes that are soft, your eyelids maybe fluttering. Perhaps sensing how the top of your body is, maybe has a blanket. Can you sense some warmth from the blanket? The softness to your skin, the weight of the blanket. Could you sense that as a covering for your body, bringing you safety, security, comfort? What would comfort feel like in your body? We choose things, tactile things that bring us comfort, to touch, feel. What is that physical sensation of comfort? See if you can connect to that. And now let's go again to the lightness. Any lightness or ease you feel, maybe in your heart space. Feel the support in the back of your body, and how the weight of the back of your body drops into the ground. But the lightness at the top of your body, maybe with just a little weight of covering, is feeling either comfort or lightness. What if you could feel that as hope? And we have this hope as an anchor for our soul, firm and secure. What would hope feel like for you? Could you feel hope as comfort, physical sensation, comfort, lightness? Bringing ease into the face, a softness around your eyes, a loose palate. It's called a gentle palate, and a loose jaw. Those are all nervous system regulating. It's a body intervention to loosen the jaw, bring softness around your eyes, helps calm the nervous system. Just notice what it feels like. We have this hope as an anchor for our soul, firm and secure. And the world feels like it's spinning out of control. Could you go back to your anchor? Could you sense first the stability of the ground underneath you? Whether you're sitting, lying, standing, wherever you are in those moments, feel that stable ground underneath you, firm and secure. Sense the structure of your body that creates this shape of an anchor. Feel that stability, firm and secure. And then bring that ease into your face. I like to call it grace for your face. Softening around the eyes. Softening into the mouth and a low, loose jaw. Just notice how that feels. Restful, peaceful. What if you could have a sensation of peace, joy, hope, faith in your body? I'll have you bring your awareness to your breathing. Your breath that sustains you without any conscious thought. God's breath of life moving through you. This practice of being with your sensations and feelings. Get to notice what you notice and feel what you feel without judgment, analyzing, or comparison. And this process of being with the breath is also stabilizing for your nervous system. It's therapeutic to be with. Just to notice, what is your breath doing? And then also bringing intention to your breath. Intention. Lots of therapeutic breathing techniques. And the one I like the best is simply ratio breathing. You want to exhale more than you inhale. You might do that just by having a sense that your exhale is longer than your inhale. Breathing in slower and fuller. Releasing out long and complete. Breathing in slower and fuller. Breathing out long and complete. Or perhaps you'd like to count. I'll count, you breathe. Inhale, the count of 2. Exhale, the count of 4. Inhale 2. And exhale 4. Last time, inhale 2 and exhale 4. Let your breath return to a normal rate. And just notice. Notice how you feel within your body. Notice for anything that feels calm, light, at ease. And what if you could experience that as hope? What if you could recognize that you can feel something other than suffering? That you can feel something other than agony, grief, pain. And in that, in recognizing and experiencing that you will not always feel this way. That is a lie from the pit of hell, that you will always feel this agony, this pain, this brokenness. It's a lie from the pit of hell. You will not always feel this. Perhaps in feeling your breath, feeling stability in your body, feeling some ease or lightness somewhere in your body, and feeling that be your hope. There is hope and healing from traumatic stress. There is hope and healing from grief and death and loss. That is my prayer, is that in this experience that you could, even if it's a glimmer of feeling something other than your trauma, other than your suffering. That is your glimmer of hope. I really want to leave you there, however you are, to stay as long as you're able. So don't feel like you need to get up or do anything. You don't need to do a thing. You can roll over onto your shoulder or onto your side, pull that blanket up over your shoulder, go to sleep if you can. Just want to leave you there, soaking perhaps in the promises of God, soaking in the truth of His word, experiencing some peace, some rest, and some hope. Thank you for allowing me to lead you through this embodied truth meditation. Until we can move and breathe together again, be safe and well and full of hope. Shalom, my friends. Good night. Good night, Kathleen.
Good night.
Good night, Barb. Good night, Teresa. Good night, Cindy. Good night, Amy. Shalom.